The sound of thick cardboard tearing in half is something I will never forget. It wasn't a clean tear. It was a jagged, slow rip, the sound of fibers separating under force. I walked into the living room just in time to see my 7-year-old nephew, Leo, holding 2 pieces of my $7,500 PSA 10 first edition Charizard. I didn't scream. I didn't breathe. My brain simply couldn't process the visual information. To understand the gravity of this, you have to understand the card. It was the Holy Grail. Base set. First edition. Shadowless. Gem mint dizadik. I had bought it raw 5 years ago, graded it myself, and watched its value skyrocket. It wasn't just a card. It was my down payment on a house. It was sealed inside a thick, ultrasonic welded plastic PSA slab, designed to be tamper-proof. The slab was now lying on the carpet in shards. Leo had apparently used a hammer, my own hammer from the utility drawer, to smash the top of the plastic case. Shards of sharp acrylic were scattered around his knees. He held the left half of the card in one hand and the right half in the other. The holographic foil was severed right through the dragon's neck. "Look, Uncle OP." Leo beamed, holding up the mutilated corpse of my investment. I shared it. Now I have 2. My knees gave out. I sank to the floor, staring at the jagged tear. My sister, Amanda, 30F, walked in from the kitchen, wiping crumbs off her hands. She saw me on the floor. She saw the plastic shards. "Oh, good, he got it open," she said casually. I turned my head slowly to look at her. You knew." "Well, yeah," she shrugged, sitting on the sofa. He was crying because he couldn't hold the card. That plastic box was so stupid. Why would you seal a toy in plastic? He just wanted to feel the texture. I told him to go find a tool to open it. "You told him to break the slab." I whispered. My voice sounded hollow. "I told him to open it," she corrected. I didn't know he'd use a hammer, but hey, problem solved. Although, Leo, honey, you shouldn't have ripped it. Uncle OP might be mad. "Mel." I choked out. "Amanda, that card was worth $7,000. Amanda laughed. It was a dismissive, airy laugh that made me want to vomit. $7,000? For a Pokémon card? Stop lying. You always make up numbers to sound fancy. It's a piece of paper. It's a first edition Charizard." I yelled, finally finding my voice. "It's a collector's item." And he ripped it in half. "It was an accident," she snapped, instantly defensive. "He's 7. He wanted to share it with his imaginary friend. It's actually really sweet if you think about it. You should be proud he's so generous." "Generous?" I pointed at the ruined foil. "He destroyed my property. He destroyed my asset." "It's a toy," she shouted back. "Stop acting like a baby. Just tape it back together. It'll look fine." "Tape?" "Ich zerre her. You want me to tape a $7,000 card?" "Yes. Tape it. Or buy a new one at the gas station. They have Pokémon cards there for $4. I'll give you a $5 bill, and you can keep the change. Are we done now? You're ruining lunch." I looked at the card pieces in Leo's hands. He was trying to fit them back together like a puzzle, grinding the raw edges against each other, causing even more damage. I stood up. I felt a cold, dark resolve settle over me. "No, Amanda," I said. "We aren't done." I snatched the 2 halves of the Charizard from Leo's hands. I moved so fast I think I created a sonic boom. Leo immediately started wailing, not tears of sadness, but the angry, entitled scream of a child who had his toy taken away. "Give it back. It's mine." "It is not yours." I shouted, my hands trembling as I tried to align the jagged tear. The holographic foil was decimated. The white paper fibers stuck out like frayed nerves. A card that was a perfect 10 was now nothing. It wasn't even a card anymore. It was scrap. Amanda rushed over and hugged Leo, glaring at me. "Don't you snatch things from him. You scared him. He destroyed $7,000. I yelled, holding up the 2 pieces. "Amanda, look at this. Do you understand what this is?" "It's a picture of a dragon," she scoffed, rubbing Leo's back. "And honestly, it's your fault. Why did you have it inside that hard plastic brick?" He tried to put it in his pocket, but it wouldn't fit. He just wanted to carry it around. If you hadn't sealed it up like Fort Knox, he wouldn't have needed the hammer. I stared at her, my mouth slightly open. You're blaming me? For protecting a high-value asset? I'm blaming you for being stingy, she snapped. Toys are meant to be played with, put in pockets, shuffled, not stared at behind glass. You took the fun out of it, so he put the fun back in. This isn't about fun. I pulled out my phone. My fingers were shaking so hard I mistyped the password twice. I pulled up the eBay sold listings for first edition base set Charizard PSA 10. I shoved the screen in her face. Sold, $7,800. Sold, $8,200. Look. I pointed. Look at the numbers, Amanda. This isn't a game. This is the down payment for a house. This is my savings. Amanda glanced at the screen for half a second, then rolled her eyes. That's the internet, she said dismissively. People lie on the internet. That's probably money laundering or something. Nobody pays $8,000 for a piece of cardboard. It's insane. You probably paid $5 for it. I bought it for $2,005 years ago. I counted. And it appreciated. And now it's worth $0. Well, if you're going to be such a baby about it, she sighed, digging into her purse, I can fix it. I waited, expecting her to pull out a checkbook. Instead, she pulled out a stick of glue. We can glue it, she offered. And if that doesn't work, I have a really nice color printer at work. I can print you a new one tomorrow. I'll even use glossy paper. It'll look exactly the same, and then you can stop crying. My vision blurred. A printer? You think a photocopy is the same as a first edition? It's the same picture, she shouted, losing her patience. It's the same orange dragon. Who cares if it came from a factory or a printer? You are being so materialistic. It's disgusting. You care more about a piece of paper than your nephew's happiness. She grabbed Leo's hand. Come on, Leo. We are leaving. Your uncle is having a tantrum. If you leave, I said, my voice dropping to a dangerous whisper, I'm filing a police report for destruction of property. Amanda laughed. It was a harsh, barking sound. Call the police, she dared me. Tell them a 7-year-old ripped a trading card. They will laugh you out of the station. We are family, OP. You don't sue family over toys. She turned and marched toward the door, crunching shards of the PSA slab under her heels as she went. I stood there in the wreckage of my living room. I looked at the two halves of the Charizard in my hand. She thought I was bluffing. She thought family meant she could destroy my life without consequences. I walked to my desk. I grabbed a Ziploc bag and carefully placed the two pieces inside. I wasn't going to glue it. I was going to bag it, tag it, and take it to the best appraiser in the state. I didn't call the police immediately. I knew I needed an expert witness. I took the baggie to the card vault, the most reputable TCG shop in the city. The owner, Mike, knows me. When I placed the two halves of the Charizard on his counter, he actually gasped. Oh no, he whispered. Is that the Gem Mint 10? The one you showed me last month? It was, I said. My nephew ripped it. Mike shook his head. It's a tragedy. In this condition? It's worthless. Maybe $50 as a novelty item for someone who wants to frame a disaster. But as a collectible, it's dead. He wrote me a formal appraisal. Item: 1999 Pokémon base set first edition Charizard. Original condition: PSA 10, Gem Mint. Current condition: destroyed. Replacement value: $7,600. The invoice. I scanned the appraisal. I scanned the PSA certification number verification. I sent it all to Amanda via certified mail. 2 days later, my phone rang. What is this? Amanda shrieked. $7,600? Are you insane? You can buy a used Honda for that. You can, I agreed calmly. And you owe me a Honda. I'm not paying, she yelled. It's paper. I called Mom and she agrees with me. You are trying to rob your own sister. Mom didn't buy the card, I said. I did. And you supervised its destruction. You have 30 days, Amanda. The court case.
Issued.
Small claims limit in my state is $10,000, so I didn't even need a lawyer, but I consulted one just to be sure. Amanda showed up to court with a printout of a Charizard she found on Etsy for $10. See, Your Honor, she waved the paper. He's lying. You can buy them for $10. He's just greedy. I walked up to the bench. I handed the judge the PSA certification, proving it was a 10. I handed him the appraisal from Mike. I handed him the eBay sales history for PSA 10s. The judge, a middle-aged man who looked bored until he saw the numbers, adjusted his glasses. The judge said, "This isn't a reprint. This is a first edition antique. It's like comparing a poster of the Declaration of Independence to the actual document. You can't just print a new one." But he had it in a plastic box, she argued. It was his fault for making it hard to open. That plastic box was a tamper-evident seal to preserve the value, the judge said, which your son broke with a hammer. That is negligence. The verdict. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $7,600 plus court costs. Amanda turned white. I don't have that money. I have credit card debt. Then you should have stopped your son from playing with a hammer, the judge said. The aftermath. She refused to pay. I had to garnish her wages. It caused a massive rift in the family. My mom won't talk to me because I chose money over family. But here's the thing. I didn't choose money.
I chose respect.
Amanda is paying me $300 a month. It will take her 2 years to pay it off. Every time that check clears, I put it into a savings account. I haven't bought another Charizard yet. I'm waiting. But I did buy a new safe. And this time, nobody has the combination but me. Family is important, sure, but so is the first edition base set. And I'm not letting anyone rip either of them apart ever again.